from some of you about being a bit sore around the neck and shoulders, overly sore or a bad kind of sore, and a little bit in the back as well. And that's understandable because we are working quite hard and they are advanced workouts. And also you've been working consistently, and if not every day, every second or third day. So it's understandable that you might be overusing the neck a little bit and tightening up a bit. So I've got some tips about that. Firstly, it's mainly with a lot of the push-ups and the sit-ups that we're doing. We're doing a lot more lately for body weight workouts. So with the push-ups, you need to make sure that the shoulders are over the wrists, and instead of bringing your shoulders up to the neck, relax those shoulders back. So press them away from the ears. And if you're on your toes or your knees, the same sort of thing, just push them down away from the ears. The neck is nice and long and it's neutral, so you're not sagging that neck. And then when you bend at the elbows, what you're doing is you're squeezing your glutes, you're tucking your tailbone in, so it's a posterior tilt of the pelvis. You're sucking that belly button in towards your spine, so your core is engaged. Elbows then bend to 90 degrees, keep the neck neutral, don't sag the neck like this, keep it neutral and just lower the chest towards the floor. And if you can do the same on your knees, you can do it on your knees. And I would, if while you've got a sore neck, is to do push-ups on your knees. And again, your bum is in line with your shoulder and your knees. To press the shoulders away from the ears, press into the floor with your hands, so push the floor away and push those shoulder blades away. Okay, and then you can do your push-up to the chest and back up again. Now, if you find that even that is still a bit sort of straining the neck and maybe spasming the neck, then you can do even more basic version of a push-up, which is an elevated push-up, so using a bench or a table and pushing up with the hands at the top. Or you can do a wall push-up, where you're about 20 centimeters or so away from the wall, you're leaning forward at shoulder height and elbows go out to 45 degrees, okay, for wall push-ups. All right. The other thing is, if we're doing any exercises with your hands above your head, don't do that. So don't do any exercises with hands above the heads. Keep them by your side when you're doing lunges or squats, or behind you when you're on the ground, under your bum, okay? So anything that requires any work overhead, don't do that while you're recovering from that overuse of the neck muscles and the shoulders. Okay, if you're also sore in the shoulders, we've been doing a strength workout with the dumbbells, and I just wanted to mention about the chest press on the floor. So with the chest press on the floor, your elbows, I know you can slightly get sore in the shoulders or your elbows or your wrists if you're not holding it properly, or if the weight is too heavy. So what you need to do is to make sure that your elbow to support your shoulder, so your arm is at a 90-degree angle at the elbow, and you're pushing up through the dumbbell, back down by the ribs, the elbow touches the ground, and then you push back up again. Now, if you find that you want a bit more of a bicep workout, you can close that angle a little bit more to about 45 degrees at the elbows, so that your dumbbell draws closer to your shoulder and you're using more of your bicep rather than your chest or your pecs or your shoulders, your front shoulder. Okay, but at this stage, if your shoulders are sore, hold the dumbbell, watch the weight, make sure it's not too heavy, and you can lift it up on full extension and back down for about 8 to 10 reps. Otherwise, always restart with the arm at 90 degrees, okay? And you're pushing up and then back down at 90 degrees and push back up again. And that will work everything, your chest, your deltoids, your shoulder, and your biceps, okay? Without straining the shoulder, the elbow, and the wrist. The other thing with the sit-ups is whenever we're doing any kind of sit-up, rest your hands behind the head, just behind the ears, to support your neck, okay? Anything that we're doing where we're lifting our shoulders and our head off the ground, you can support your head with your hands by your head as a variation. Otherwise, you can drop the shoulders and head to the ground and focus more on your lower abdominals rather than the upper ones, okay? So you can just bend the knees and lift up. Always make sure that your lower spine, with any floor exercise we're doing, that you're rotating that pelvis and your lower spine is flat on the ground and there's no gap between the floor and your spine. That will also support and help your back. Okay.